Hello everybody, I'm Tim Blair, and it's time for the Clay County Times-Democrat weekly web update for the week of January 8th, 2014. I'm Tim Blair, and welcome to the first website of the new year, the first edition for 2014. Taking the last couple of weeks off during the holidays and also battling the weather as everyone else has here in northeast Arkansas and much of the country. And we come to you here on Thursday, the 9th day of January, and once again, we have another winter system going through. For the sixth time, Piggott school's out this year. Rector's got a couple more days in, but folks off again today due to a storm lagging through, leaving a bit of a ice and snow mixture. Now, if you can see the bank behind me, the thermometer clock here at Piggott State Bank, you'll see that the temperature is hovering right around 32 degrees. Of course, Piggott State Bank sponsors Clay County Times-Democrat weekly web update here on cctimesdemocrat.com, and we appreciate that. Piggott State Bank, of course, member FDIC and equal housing lender, and our fine sponsors. And they're also spreading the news right now that the temperature is hovering right around 32 degrees. Now, up on the hill behind the fire station, it's maybe just a little bit chillier as you get away from the downtown area, and in those situations the ground is getting a fine mush coating, as right now the precipitation is falling as rain and freezing on contact. Of course, we had temperatures down in the single digits for a couple of nights in a row. In fact, the low temperature that I saw was 7 on the bank here the other morning. We've had basically some very cold temperatures already, which have compounded the situation, and any surface that's already cold here around the freezing mark, of course, is going to freeze the rain up pretty quickly. But we wanted to begin 2014 with a look back at some of the things that went on in the community during the last year, a little bit of a year in review, but primarily taking a look at some of the projects that were going on and showing you a little bit about how they started and came forward through the use of some of the videos that we shot over the course of the year. Thought it'd be a good idea first to take you around town and show you a little bit about the way things are looking today. Now, of course, it's going to be nasty, but we're going to get out and take a look around at a few things and then update you on how they came to be, and just give you a little bit of a year in review here on the Clay County Times-Democrat weekly web update, again brought to you by the good folks of Piggott State Bank. Find out when they're opening.
Well, like I said, I wish we would have already opened the doors for everyone, but weather just didn't allow it.
That's one thing. And we begin our whirlwind tour with an update on the McDonald's Circle K convenience store. As you can see, they've added the awning over the gas pumps. They're working on the concrete right now. In fact, they've poured pretty much the entire concrete around that in the past week, and they're continuing toward that June 10th opening date. Site preparation continues here on the corner of South Garfield and East Main Street in Piggott for the new First National Bank of Paragould branches, which is being built at this location. And Rodney Crossfield has built a new building across the way. He'll be moving his car dealership to that location, which formerly located the movie gallery. Well, with that, we kind of wrap up our review of what has been going on, some of the growth and so forth. We only touched on it a lot that we didn't have time to go over. A lot of great efforts and projects in the past year, but it's all brought to you on the pages of the Clay County Times-Democrat each week, and we want to continue to do that, and we encourage you to pick up a print edition. If you didn't pick up last week's edition, we've got a lot of great information on the new voter ID law, and in this week's edition, we have a wrap-up on the second half of the year in review. In fact, the last 2 weeks we've had our year in review for 2013 in the print edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat. We also have information, as I said, on the new voter ID law in last week's edition. In this week's edition, you can find out about the Watchdogs program at Piggott Elementary School, which is just over there, sponsored by our sponsor as well, Piggott State Bank. And we look forward to bringing you more good news in the coming year thanks to their continued sponsorship. And with that, we wrap up another edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat Weekly Web Update, brought to you here on cctimesdemocrat.com with the good folks of Piggott State Bank. And until next time, I'm Tim Blair reporting. Arkansas? I'm sure of it.